Hey, so my video is kind of in reaction to watching another cloth diapering mom. I don't really think it needs to be as complicated as some people try to make it out as. For our daughter, who's 8 months old, this is about 2 days worth of diapers. We do use a disposable diaper overnight, so that way it is more absorbent for her, a little bit more comfortable for her to sleep, because she does sleep through the night at this point. Another side note is that we do use, right now we're using the G diapers, G cloth liners. What's nice about these is that they are flushable, and because she is on solids, when you have a dirty diaper, you just kind of have to either remove this, throw it in the trash, or like I said, you can flush. Our house is older, was built in the mid-40s, so the plumbing is kind of iffy, so we don't want to chance it by backing up our toilet with these. We take trash out probably every other day in our house, so we just reuse shopping bags, so it never really gets to be that smelly. So we have a couple different diapers here. I like to use flats, almost like it's a pad, instead of buying expensive hemp or jersey pads. Just do a quarter fold, then do a tri-fold, ready to go. So we'll make a stack of those. And I have these other type of pads that have snap. And then this is a Boo Boo BB liner. I found these to be the most economical because now this will be the same size for Iris until she's potty trained, hopefully. So this is a bamboo and microfiber liner. What you do is you just snap these in. This is the absorbent part of the diaper. And then you can take one of these liner papers, throw it into your diaper, and I usually just do a snap. So that way it's almost as convenient as a disposable, but it's ready to go. This way she has the great elastic of a reusable diaper, but it's as convenient to use as a disposable. We have another type of diaper here, which is a Charlie Banana, which is a pocket type diaper. Another one might be a Fuzzy Buns. And for her, for these, this is what she uses when she goes to school or daycare. And these have microfiber pad inserts. And because she's there for over 8 hours a day, usually about 8 hours, they have a policy where they only change her every 2 hours usually, unless she seems uncomfortable. So I double them up. They usually give you enough in the box. Just make sure you're buying the right ones, or if you're buying somebody's used collection, that you have 2 pads per diaper. And what's nice about these is, again, these are the zero size. They cost about $20 per diaper if you're buying them new. So they just fit into a pocket as a nice micro fleece cover. And you fold them in there. And again, you want to throw a liner in. So that way when these are at school, they're not inconvenient for the teacher. She has a bucket, which is a kitty litter container with just some handles put into the lid and covered with contact paper with her name on it, so that way other babies don't get into her diaper pail, there's no smell associated. And she also has these bags that have a drawstring that she takes to school. So when she has a diaper at school, they just take this off her with the diaper liner and all, throw it into her bag. It gets cinched at the end of the day, comes home. I do use food prep gloves when I'm going through her diapers at night, just because these are going to be kind of cold and nasty, and who knows how much is going to be squished in here. So at night, take apart, throw these away, you pull out these 2 pads, and then you just throw them into your bag for the wash. So that's prepping pocket diapers and taking them apart for when she's at daycare. And usually, like I said, I usually do these after work, so usually just spread across all the stuff across the floor. Might watch some TV on the DVR or something after baby girl goes to bed. And you just do a couple snaps, ready to go. Boom. Got another flat here. You can also fold these when she was a little smaller, because she's kind of tall. We've had to just start using these as pads. I wasn't able to use it as a full pre-fold diaper for her anymore, because in order to get the absorbency I needed to fold it a couple of times. So that made it kind of small on her. What's great about these fabrics is that, especially for the Charlie Banana ones that I like, is that it holds in the moisture really well, and we don't really have too much seeping out this way. Just got to make sure that this part doesn't get folded out, because this will wick into, if they're wearing pants, or might wick into their shirt. They don't have anything tucked into the diaper when it's put onto them. Take another paper, put it in, pull it up. Now these have a variety of snaps. If you're watching my video, I'm sure you pretty much watched other videos. They know there's a variety of snaps. What's nice about the Charlie Bananas, and I think the Fuzzy Buns have these as well, is it has elastic on the inside here for the legs that can be cinched up or let out depending on your child's size. I don't really have too much of a problem with my diapers changing size on me in the wash. Sometimes the elastic might get pulled out, but if they're a little bit older, they may start releasing a little bit, or if the legs seem really off, just check and make sure you're ready to go, so that way they don't have to take a diaper off of your child once you finish changing them, because that's not always fun. It's like, oh my goodness, I put it on sideways, or it's not on exactly straight. So that's another one of the Charlie Bananas. We have a variety of different styles of Boo Boo BB. You can check out their site and see if you like any of their fabrics. I was kind of partial to their cuter ones, as you probably noticed. So I'm dressing a little girl, so that way when she wears dresses or something, if the diaper peeks out, at least it's a cute little peekaboo. Now some of these you may notice a problem of the moisture wicking through. It all depends on how wet that particular diaper is. I've never had any real problems with anything coming out the sides. If you're worried about blowouts, what's nice is if you think about it, a paper diaper, it can kind of stretch out, but it's kind of stuck that way. It doesn't really snap back. These have a very nice elastic in them. So, I mean, for an investment, sure you're making a larger investment at first, but when she was a newborn, we invested in 3 covers. That we use Thirsty covers because it's a thicker material, which holds up after multiple diapers a little bit better. We would use something like a folded flat, kind of stick it in with a pad, just like if we were doing a different style. And then after the first use, you just throw in another one like a pad with another liner in it. And we don't wash the liners. Don't find that they hold up very well for us because we don't line dry. We use a dryer. Our town actually has a restriction on clotheslines at this time. There's actually some people trying to do a change to that, so that way we can benefit from that. Here's a pocket version from Boo Boo BB, where you're taking 2 of their pads, which I don't find to be as absorbent. You can always add another pad in, or a flat, or a pre-fold in as well. The fabric seems to be nice. I like the pattern. I do find this one to have a problem of this peeking out from behind, so if you do use these, you just need to kind of cinch them in. And again, you just throw in your extra liner, like that. We were also using reusable wipes for a short time. We were having problems of the wipes drying out her skin too much, so we just use Target's Up and Up brand wipes. Also, those hold up okay if they do end up in the wash, if somebody else was changing her diaper and throws it in the same garbage can that we have. We use a garbage can that has a flip lid with a reusable bag in it, and then you just take this down to your out to your laundry room. You dump everything out into your machine. Make sure to spread it evenly so you don't have an uneven load, and then you just throw this in as well, and it goes through the same cycle as the rest of the diaper, so that way it comes out pretty much clean, pretty much sanitary as well. You may see cloth diapering as being unsanitary, but it's really not once you get through that vinegar rinse and everything. And we haven't really had any problem with staining of too many of our diapers either. So I haven't really had to do any sun bleaching. We invested more in the pocket diapers like Charlie Bananas and then these Boo Boo BBs after she was already on solids. So when she was a newborn and she was having multiple dirty diapers a day, we were seeing some staining on our pre-folds, which we could just lay out in the sun and hopefully get some of the stains out, but we've kind of cycled out of using those. Here's another diaper. This one is by Blueberry Diapers. It's got a cute fabric. I find that these ones have the same weakness that the Boo Boo BBs do. Here's another Boo Boo BB, in that the fabric may wick through some moisture, but the difference in price between the two and the fabric choices are about the same, so I just decided to do more of the Boo Boo BBs. But by all means, get a sampling when you're doing your registry. If you're still expecting a baby, absolutely, throw in a couple of things. I would recommend the Thirsties. Like, we had 3 Thirsties covers and probably about 20 cloth pre-folds. So that way we could fold the diaper if we wanted to, or if right after she had a dirty, if we kind of knew her cycle, how she worked, that she would probably have a wet diaper next. That way we may not need to do a whole fold procedure, but then lo and behold, she surprises you and has another dirty diaper. So you'll find what works for you. It's just not as complicated, I think, as some people try to make it seem. I mean, cloth diapering parents do tend to MacGyver out a solution that works for them. This is what works for us. I mean, right now it's a Sunday afternoon and I'm just prepping diapers. Iris is just waking up from her nap, so I'm going to have to go soon. But I mean, I'm already almost done folding diapers from the past 2 days. And plus you'll have, if you want to consider, it's overnight she did use disposables, so that's plus 2 more diapers, which really isn't too much more time. For us, we have 2 changing stations. Our downstairs changing station, and when she goes to daycare, she uses cloth diapers with some backups that are disposable in case she has a stomach virus or another problem. I also wanted to say, we do still keep her in the cloth diapers if she has a diaper rash. It's so rare now. We had the cloth diapers on hand just in case we wanted to go that way when she was a newborn. And then she developed this diaper rash that didn't go away for 3 weeks when we were using disposables. So I'm like, you know what, let's just try the cloth and see if it clears up. And in about a week it did clear up. So we figured that was kind of the problem, was that moisture was kind of getting held in the diaper longer than up against her skin longer. And granted, we did have to go through more cloth diapers. We probably had to change her diaper about 25% more once we changed over to cloth than when we were doing disposables. So, but the difference with the diaper rash and it kind of clearing up on its own, every night when I put her in a disposable overnight, I do put some Balmex on her just as a preventative measure, as a barrier, and to kind of clean up any diaper rash that she may have gotten while at school that day. So we just finished folding up our diapers from the past 2 days. And we kind of keep these separated out in just some totes that we picked up. You can get them at Target. They're those fabric covered cubes. And we keep the Charlie Bananas in one, we keep all our extra pads in another, and we keep all our lotions and potions and creams in yet another. And then I also like to keep those felt squares that I had made out of old pajamas from when we were doing her wipes. I cut them kind of big, and it was basically a long rectangle, folded in half, and made almost like handkerchiefs. So that way when she has like a really messy diaper, you could throw that under the kid while you take off the diaper, and then because you kind of have to put them down so that way you can take care of that for a second and then get them cleaned up. Then you have kind of like a doily underneath them, so that way you can throw that in the wash and you don't have to change the whole cover on your changing pad. So My darling daughter has awoken from her nap and is singing her siren song. So what I will do now is go grab her and then later just put these away in our downstairs changing center. And like I said, we do have the secondary one upstairs in her bedroom with just disposables. And we've been able to make it quite a while just using the diapers that people have handed off to us saying, hey, my kid outgrew these. Hey, I don't need these. Hey, I picked you up a pack of diapers here and there. So we were able to go quite a while without having to invest in another box of diapers. So if you want to consider once a month, we probably go through about, what would that be, 60 diapers, disposables, plus just doing laundry, which like I said, you just do other things in between. It's not like you're sitting there waiting for the load to finish. You say, okay, came home, throw the diapers in. After dinner, throw them in for start the next cycle. After baby goes to bed, throw them in the dryer. And even the next day you can fold. I mean, we can do, with our cycle, about 3 days before we would be out of diapers. So, you know, just make it work for you. Don't get overwhelmed. Get a couple just to try it out. Get some kind of sample it out. And here's the other thing, you know, not only is it a bit more economical, if you consider when she's a mover, instead of paying almost 50 cents a diaper in our area for something that's going to actually hold up with how much she scoots around, this was a $20 investment that I can use for quite a while, hopefully up until she's potty trained, because this elastic will let out, these snaps allow for expansion. So you just need to, like I said, figure out what works for you. Figure out your math, how much it costs for energy, how much you spend on detergent, how much your time is worth to do cloth diapering, and hopefully you decide that it would work for you. I don't know, I can't really attest to how high efficiency machines work. I do know that I haven't had any problem with staining, probably because we have an older machine, just regular top loader, so it does tend to use more water, which may save us from the staining issues. So just do a little bit more research on that, as I can attest to the difference between washer machines, dryers, and putting in air drying things. But hopefully it works for you, and we can all kind of work together to help save our Mother Earth and save some money in the process. Good luck!